All right.
All right.
So since I posted my video on how I'm against using scheduling tools for social posts,
Are people really waiting on the edge of their seats to see what you post at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday?
I've had lots of fights on the internet. I'm not offended or surprised. Disagreement is why the internet exists in the first place, right?
You're goddamn right.
However, in this case, it's not really about right and wrong. It's more of a misunderstanding of the fundamental argument that I'm making. You see, I say that scheduling posts is not being truly social, and those who are vehemently in disagreement say that they couldn't possibly manage posting around the clock. And then I'm like, oh my god, it's not that you disagree with me, it's that you've been lied to about what is social and what is not social for your entire life. Well, or the past 5 to 7 years or so. So today I'm going to talk about social, what it is and what is not social. And I'm going to explain why all this non-social stuff that people are doing is bad for everyone.
You sit on a throne of lies.
My name is Tara and this is Truly Social.
I don't get it.
So first off, social is not a tool, it's not a platform, it's not the media part of social media. Ads on social platforms are not social, they're ads. And just because something happens on a platform where people are being social does not mean it's social.
I still don't get it.
Social is an activity related to or designed for human connection. Therefore, the basic requirements for something to be social is that it A, needs to be a two-way interaction, B, it has the intent to connect or build relationships, and C, is intended to add value. Let's go through each of these one by one. In regards to the two-way interaction, if I post a link to an article through Twitter, I'm sharing, but it only becomes social when that share turns into an exchange. I share the article, you respond, I respond back, and so on.
And so on, and so on, and so on.
We're having a conversation. A like or a retweet or a comment is an engagement, but if I post and walk away and don't engage you back, I'm not being very social.
Shouldn't we be really talking to each other?
This was the basis of my argument that scheduling posts isn't social. It may be how some people manage their accounts, but it's not social.
Such a good friend.
On connecting, everything I post says a bit about who I am, what I'm reading, watching, or thinking about in order to connect or find my tribe.
Don't you want to belong?
The other day, I got a message on a video that I did a while back on vulnerability, where a complete stranger told me his story and revealed that he was struggling with depression. Then he said, "Your video did help a little in that I can tell I'm not alone in certain aspects." That is social. That connection that just happened. That feeling that we're not alone.
You and me in the air are actually tiny particles that are swirling around together. Look right here, you see?
Okay.
And finally, on the intention to add value, social actions add value, whereas antisocial actions intend to derive value. I add value when I share my knowledge, help someone out on a recommendation, or leave feedback. An example of deriving value rather than adding value are those spam-like comments that people leave on articles that go something like, "You have a very nice blog," or "This sucks." Many of those comments are left because people just want to get value from leaving the comment. They just want to get attention and clicks because the article is popular.
Don't you want to use your popularity for a good cause?
We all get value out of being social, but we need to participate first by adding value. Now, why is this such a big deal? Why is this so bad?
Do you really think it's gonna change anything around here? Make one single person smarter or happier?
Well, I think we've departed so far from what it means to be social. We have robots trying to be humans and humans acting like robots, calculating the best times of day to post, gaming hashtags, and automating responses. There's a lot of noise being created, which makes social, well, not very fun.
There's no life in it, or color, or fun.
The reason that people are finding services like Twitter increasingly unrewarding is because they're filled with broadcast messages and attention seekers. It's just a bunch of people pushing out messages. It's like trying to have a conversation while ads are blaring over the loudspeaker. And as people lose heart for the platforms they once flocked to find those connections, all we'll be left with are the robots pushing out their scheduled posts. If there are no humans hanging around to listen to your loudspeaker ads, what's the future value of these platforms?
That's a good question.
So then, is there ROI in social? I think so, but it isn't the type of ROI that traditional marketers are looking for. The investment is the relationships you are building, and the return is the community goodwill and positive word of mouth this will generate. The connection between investment and return isn't always directly measurable, so yeah, there'll be a bunch of people right now who are crying,
I'm not listening to you. You're crazy.
what we're building with being truly social has much longer, stronger bonds than any ad, CPC campaign, or scheduled post could ever have. And if that isn't valuable in your eyes, well, you may just want to check your pulse.
I'm a kind and gentle, compassionate human being!
My name is Tara, and this has been Truly Social.